Hey friends, welcome back to Wagon Wheel Homestead. Today is corn day. So we are filling the pantry, filling the freezers before fall and winter. And we don't actually grow our own corn because we live in an area of the country where corn grows plentifully. So we got corn from some friends of ours that grow some sweet corn. And we are shucking it and we're going to get it put into the freezer. So we're going to take you along with that process and show you exactly what we do. It's very simple. It is best if you put it up as quickly as possible after you pick it because otherwise it can get starchy. So I've got all hands on deck here shucking, and then we're going to blanch it in some water, which just means we're going to boil it for just a few minutes. And we're going to cut it off with a knife and put it in bags and into the freezer as quickly as possible. And it will be super nutritious and yummy this winter and save us from having to go to the grocery store. So come along with us and I will show you how we put this corn in the freezer. So we like to use our Camp Chef stove outside and do as much of this outside as possible. And we're just going to fill this up. And this is my first pot, so I'm going to need to add a little bit more water so that I can cover this, and then we'll let it cook just until it starts to turn color, probably about 3 or 4 minutes. You're just blanching it just a little bit, and we will do that with the lid on, and then take it off and let it cool, and then we'll cut it off the cob. Okay, and checking on this after a few minutes, you see right here the corn is still its dull color, and then if you turn it, you see how it's getting dark orange where it was in the water. So these couple on top that aren't quite in the water, I'm just gonna flip them over. And once you've done 2 or 3 pots, this water gets hot enough where this process is faster. So I'm not gonna tell you to only put it in here for 3 minutes because it is gonna depend on, how hot your water is and whatever. But just until it's started to cook, okay? It doesn't have to be completely cooked. And it's not going to be a problem if you cook it a little more or a little less. It's still going to be fine. So I'm going to put the lid back on, and then this pot is full also. We just got it started. Okay, and so now we're just going to take it off, put it on a cookie sheet and let it cool. And then we'll put some more corn in here. And just keep rolling it through until we get it all blanched, and as soon as we're done shucking here, we will start cutting it off the cobs. The key to super fresh corn, like I mentioned, is getting it picked first thing in the morning, shucked, and put in the freezer as quickly as possible. All right, and sorry about the bad lighting. So here we are cutting it off the cob. Our favorite way is to use an electric knife. There's many ways to cut it off, and those are all fine. But our favorite way is the electric knife, and we just put it on a plate, cut it off, and then the girls are scraping. So they just go along with the knife and scrape off any little bits that might be left. Then Riata is also scraping cobs with a knife. Okay, and then Riata's trying out this corn cutter. She likes it. and it works fairly well. My favorite is still the knife. That's what I've used my whole life. Old habits die hard, I guess. But yeah, we're getting whipped right through it. In the bag it goes. A little bit more. Put a little bit more in. Okay. Great. Good job, kids. All right, and here they are in the freezer. It's best when you freeze them if you lay them out flat, or not on top of each other at least, okay? Because if you lay them all on top of each other in a big stack, they can sour because they won't freeze fast enough. So this stuff down here is stuff from last year, and I will switch this around when it's time, but I just have, you know, one layer of the new stuff here so that it will freeze, and then, yeah, once it's frozen, then we'll stack it up and we'll have it to eat this winter. All right, and they're finishing up the corn, and I have got brine started for our very favorite pickles, and they are sweet dill pickles. We love sweet pickles, we love dill pickles, we especially love sweet dill pickles. So I'm gonna pick some dill, and then I'm gonna go pick some grape leaves straight off of our grapes in our orchard. Now, you don't have to use grape leaves in your pickles, but if you do, it will make a much more crisp pickle. So if you can find some wild grapes, or if you have your own grapes growing in your garden or your orchard, then you can pick grape leaves and put one grape leaf in each jar. So I'm going to quickly show you how we make our sweet dill pickles also, and we're going to start by picking some dill. So I'm just going to pick off these little dill heads. You can also use some of the leaves, so the leaves look more like this. Okay, and I'm just putting them into my plastic bag here. And I'm just gonna get enough to put one in every jar. And I don't know exactly how many quarts we will get, but it will be quite a few. I hope we have quite a few cucumbers that need to be used up. They've been in the refrigerator, and this is a great way to preserve them. There's the dill. All right, and this is our orchard, and here is my grapevines. So I'm just going to pinch off some grape leaves. Again, one for each jar, or two, whatever, but at least one. Just pinch them off. Put them here in my sack. You can see the grapes under there, see? They're just almost ready to harvest. It's gonna be time to make grape juice really soon. So today's the 11th of August, and we're in prime harvest and preserving season here in Nebraska. Okay, and then in the jars here, I have dill, like I said, a couple cloves of garlic and some grape leaves and the pickles, okay? And I'm gonna just add the brine. I like to use a measuring cup. It hangs on the side of my pot really well. And I'm just ladling this hot brine. By the way, you can get the recipe for these on the blog wagonwheelhomestead.com. You wanna fill it right to here, okay? Because you want this part of your jar to be air, okay, so that what happens is it's going to get this air warm when we put it in the canner, and then when this air cools off, it's going to suck down the lid and create the seal. Okay, so we're just going to fill them right here with brine, and then we're going to process them for 10 minutes in a boiling water bath canner. You can also throw a couple jalapenos, couple slices of jalapeno on the top of these to make spicy sweet dills. We like to do that with some of them. The kids don't really like them spicy, so of course we don't do that with all of them. It's okay if your pickles stick up, your cucumbers stick up above the brine just a little bit. It will just be fine. And that's gonna be our pickles. All right, and it's raining. We need rain so bad, so I'm getting wet, but that's okay. It's all good. So here we are. It's been 10 minutes. That's how they look. So I just put them right over here, and immediately, I usually take them all out, but just to show you, then what I'm going to do is turn them upside down, because that will keep the heat on the lid. See, we're not processing these super long, okay? This is a low acid food with lots of vinegar for the acid, so they're gonna keep just fine, but we're not processing them super long because we want them crisp. And so we're gonna turn them upside down. That'll keep all the heat on the lid and will help them to seal, because we don't wanna have to reprocess any if we can help it. We want them all to seal the first time, and I usually have really good luck with these 4 jars canning lids. So I will put a link to those in the description box below. And I'm gonna continue switching these out, and we'll get the rest of these processed. All right, show you our setup here for canning peaches. So here is my syrup. Okay, this is like 2 gallons of water and then 4 cups of sugar, okay? And so it's just a simple syrup. It's just sugar and water. You can use really diluted down apple juice too if you want to do sugar-free. So that's definitely an option. And then in here is our boiling water we're going to use to blanch our peaches. Okay, these peaches are purchased peaches. We do have peach trees in our orchard, but they do not have peaches on them this year. So these peaches, I got a really good deal on them, and you have to be careful because canning peaches, you can rack up a lot of money doing that really quick, but they are very much a treat for us to have, and we love to have them, you know, in the winter on pancakes and waffles and lots of different things. We like to make peach baked oatmeal and peach pie. So I am going to, these are actually South Carolina peaches. So you want to make sure that they are just a little bit soft. Sorry, my hands are black from these canning pots get black out here. Anyway, so I'm going to save some of these that aren't quite as ripe to put in the refrigerator and keep them nice and cool, and we'll eat on them over the next week or two and enjoy them. And then the rest I'm going to stick up here in this water just for like 30 to 60 seconds, and then I will take them over here into our cold water, okay, and let them get cool. As soon as they get cool, we'll slip the skins off of them and take out the pits, and then we will put them right here into our cleaned jars. And then we'll pour that syrup over the top, put the rings and the lids and the rings on, process them in a boiling water bath canner for 20 minutes. So it's not going to be very hard. We're going to get these canned up so we will have them for winter. All right, so we're just going to throw our peaches in the water. This one's not quite as ripe. Okay, let Mommy test them, okay? Some of these we're going to want to eat on.
Mom,
okay, let me see your knife. And hand me that bowl for a scrap bucket.
I like the serrated ones because they work better for cutting peaches.
Okay, if you get one with a bad spot, you can just cut it out. This one might be bad all the way through the way he looks. Let's see. Nope, he had a little bit that was okay, but he's not going to be very fun to can. So here, do you want to just eat him? Here you go.
Can I have one piece?
You each get a little piece. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, and then they've been in there for just a few seconds. And what you'll notice is you will notice that the peeling will start to slip. It'll come off just real careful. Hopefully you can see that. You don't really want to cook them. You just want to get it so that the skin will slip off. And you could can them with the skins on, but they taste better with the skins off. So we're just going to plop them right over here and let them cool.
Can I watch you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do good peaches.
Are they good? Do you like these peaches?
Yeah.
Are you going to help me can them?
Can you can this one?
Yes, in a minute, okay? Be patient. All right, we'll get them down in this cool water. Okay, and then I've got a couple more here with bad spots. Ugh. These probably needed done a couple days ago, but we were busy doing corn and pickles. All the things. Here, you guys just want to eat part of this one since he's going to be kind of funny.
I get it all because
This piece is Taylor's when she...
Yeah.
We're going to get a little bit more cold water in here. So we have a brand new clean hose that we bought, and we have it hooked up to our laundry. that's just inside here. And so we're just adding some more cold water to this. Keep your fingies back, it might be hot, to keep these cooled off.
Can I feel it?
No, just wait.
No, I want to feel it.
Well, stick your fingies in. Is it getting cooler? A little more, Riata. Keep your hands out, okay?
I'm just feeling the temperature.
So you can also do this in your sink inside. We just like to do it outside because it doesn't make so much of a mess. And today happens to be kind of cool. So today is the 12th of August and it's all right. It's fairly cool. Okay, that's good. Leave it off. Okay. All right, so now let's turn some of our jars over. So your older kids have done this. The younger kids haven't done this. It's great to get your kids involved in canning. It does take longer, and there will be more messes, I can assure you.
Mom.
But it's really important that they learn this. So we just use our fingers. Sometimes you can use a knife, but usually just your fingers. You girls see this? And we're just going to peel this. Sorry, the lighting is bad under here because we're in the shade. We're just going to peel this right off, okay, of the peach. Okay, so if you guys want to peel, then you can hand them to me, and I'm going to cut them in half. Let me borrow your knife, please, and stick them in the jars. Okay, so Riata, if you would peel also.
Mom, I want to peel too.
Yeah?
I feel
And you want to get freestone peaches, okay? You want to get fruit that comes away from the pit. Sometimes you will get cheap canning peaches, and they're not worth it because what happens is the peach clings to the pit. They're not freestone, and it's really hard to get the pit out. You have to like cut it out, and that's really a pain. So try to get freestone peaches if possible. And then what we always do is we always put 2 peach pits in the bottom of every quart jar. And that is to help preserve the color and the flavor of the peaches. Okay, so we always have done that. I've done this since I was little. It's a great way to get your little kids involved. So I've been peeling peaches like this. You know, when I was a kid, they were a lot cheaper than they are now. And so when I was a kid, aren't they beautiful? They're so pretty. When I was a kid, we used to can like 20 cases of peaches a year. So like 100 quarts of peaches. And we won't do near that many today. And then I always like to set them. How's it going? You got one for me? Okay.
Mom, I don't have my done.
You don't have it done yet? Well, keep working on it. You're going to get it, okay? I always like to set my peaches in the jar so that the outside of the peach is facing out. It just makes it look pretty.
Mom, actually I dare. Mom, I dare.
You got one for me? Okay. Hold on to it for just 1 second.
Mom, actually I got mine done.
Do we need 2 cutters?
Huh?
Do we need 2 cutters?
No, I don't, not yet.
With the kids?
We might, but not yet.
Be
Careful of the hot stove, okay?
This thing's really sticky.
Have we stuck more peaches in? Or?
There's one.
Okay, hang on to it just for a second until I can take it from you, okay? And we just stick them right in here so that the outside of the peach is to the outside of the jar. No, they're okay. These are big peaches. Sometimes you don't get quite this many. And of course, if you want to fill up the top of the jar, you don't want it, you want it below, like 1/2 inch below the very top of the jar. So you can always cut it in half if you need to. Okay. Oh, here's a couple peach pits. I forgot to throw them in the next jar so that it would be ready. See?
Mom, I'm kind of taking tops out on the lawn on the way, so you don't have to take tops out.
Oh, I see. Okay. These are almost so big they won't fit in the jar, which is fine.
No, they're too bad.
We are going to just have to be
Mama,
sure
get
that
in
we
there.
wipe the rims. Listen.
Mom, again there.
Yeah. We're just going to have to make sure we wipe the rims of the jar, okay? So that we don't have any debris on the top of our jar so that they will seal. Okay? Okay, somebody got one ready for me?
I do.
Okay, hold on just a second. You're doing a really good job of peeling.
Me?
Garrett. Whenever we get the stomach flu, which isn't very often, thankfully, the thing that the kids always want to eat first after, you know, getting sick is peaches. So it is nice to have just a few. Hold on one second, sweetie, and I'll take it from you, okay?
Mom, I just doing this one.
All right.
I'll get this all
You're doing that one? You're peeling? This is so fun. This brings back lots of memories for me because
I love this. It's so fun.
you like this too?
Yeah.
I used to do this
we
when
were
I
doing
was a
corn
little
day
girl.
yesterday, Mom.
Yeah.
I remember last time that Garrett was very sick and you had to get him well and help him. And
You had to give him peaches.
That's right.
Like these.
Yeah.
Do we need 2 cutters?
Because I was sick.
No, I know you want to cut. Mommy will cut. You just have to hang on one second, okay? I think we're keeping up pretty good.
So good.
Usually we always can Colorado peaches because it's just what we've always done. You know, we're in Nebraska and they're fairly close by and they're so good. It's just kind of the peach to have, but they're so expensive. So when I got a good deal on these South Carolina peaches and we tried them and they were really good, it was like, hey, I think I'm going to go for South Carolina. Thank you very much. Yeah, and if any of you are from South Carolina, you'll have to comment below.
Yes.
Because we are canning
Yes,
some of your peaches and they are good.
They are good.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Really good.
Here's one that kind of stuck. It's no problem. I'll just cut him out. But you don't want every single peach to be like that because it makes for a long day. All right, we have, I don't know how many jars here, a whole bunch. I will count them in the morning and let you know. Anyways, I wanted to just show you really quick what we do to finish this off, okay? So I poured that simple syrup that I made in, and I just poured it in right to here. Okay, you want to leave a 1/2 inch of headspace, and I've shared that on some of my other canning videos as well. Okay, so we're going to just pour this in right to here. So you want to take a wet cloth, okay, and make sure that the rim, the top rim of this jar is very clean. No peach stuff is stuck to it, okay? Because if it is, it's going to prevent this jar from sealing. So we're just going to probably fill all these with the simple syrup. Then we're going to wipe off all the rims, and then we're going to come along and we're going to put on the flat lid, okay? And then use a ring. All right, and just make sure that you put it on just finger tight, okay? And then these are going to go into the canner right here on this little stove for 20 minutes, okay? When we put it in there, we want it to come to a boil, and we're going to do it for 20 minutes. And we'll process all of these jars here tonight, and hopefully they all seal. And then these will go on the shelf, and we will have them to eat for the winter. Well, we ended up with 72 quarts of peaches, which is more than I thought we'd have. And I think I'm going to maybe make peach jam out of a little bit, and we're going to eat a few too. So that was a really good run on peaches. So as always, we're going to take the rings off of these. We actually have just a few left in the canner. I kind of ran out of gas last night. Decided to finish processing them this morning. So anyways, we are going to take the rings off of these and write on the tops what year we put these up and put them on the pantry shelves. We're also rinsing them off just a little bit in water because the outsides are a little bit sticky. Sometimes that happens. So anyway, thanks for coming along as we froze corn and we made sweet dill pickles and we made peaches, canned peaches. So we'll have lots more canning content on this channel really soon. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. And like and subscribe to our channel as we will teach you lots more ways to grow a simple, sustainable life. Also, if you want any of the recipes, lots more tips and tricks, be sure to visit the blog wagonwheelhomestead.com for lots of ways that you can be more self-sufficient and sustainable. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video.